Hello ladies, and speaking of which, today I'm gonna talk about that very topic, females. Villain females in particular, and the reason why I've decided to talk about female villains is because it is something that we just don't have enough of in My Hero Academia. Now I'm not sure if this is deliberate of Horikoshi because he wants to build up to a certain point where we will see more villain females appearing in the story or not, but it could also simply be that he hasn't really thought of this and it just sort of happens to be more males rather than females. Now at the moment we've only really seen two female characters in My Hero Academia, arguably one, but I'm gonna say two because we have Toga, as we know, but we also have Magni, who turned out to be a transgender guy, meaning he was a guy wanting to be a girl, essentially. I'm not that good on the technical stuff, but that's basically what it is. So we have two female villains appearing in My Hero Academia so far, at best. So isn't it strange that there's only two, even though we've reached chapter 168 by the time I'm making this video? Shouldn't there be a lot more female villains in the story at this point? This is probably one of the things that I want to see very soon in the story. I want specifically the League of Villains to have some more additions coming into their ranks, preferably a lot of them being females, because Toga is currently the only one in the league because of the fact that Magni was in fact killed off. Spoiler alert. Now me personally, if we're gonna have villains joining the League of Villains, I would kind of want them to be not so much like Toga. I don't really want them to be the yandere type of character because that would get really repetitive, seeing as we already have one. I would like to have maybe someone intellectual, really smart character, preferably really strong, because I want a strong female villain in the story. Right now the strongest characters that we have encountered have mostly been male. So having a really powerful female would be something that really balances things out. Because if you only have strong male characters in the story, it's gonna get really macho, if you know what I mean. We kinda need both strong females, strong males, also smart females, smart males. Now we do have some smart females, so we don't really need that as much as we do strong females. Because while we have some people introduced that are female that are pretty strong, they're just not strong enough that you could really compare them to some of the male characters that we have seen in this story. And going back to the whole villain thing, because that's really what this video is about, right? We want more female villains coming into the story and possibly even an entire arc surrounding a female villain. Kind of like the whole Overhaul arc, except it's led by a female villain rather than a male one. And maybe that said female villain will actually have more female followers, which means we're gonna get introduced to a bunch of female antagonists in the story. That is something that I think a lot of people, including myself, would be really satisfied with. Now I could be wrong and it's just me, but having only males in the League of Villains currently is something that really becomes a bit lackluster. Especially seeing as a bunch of people have left the league for whatever reason, be it them dying or just them being captured. We have a few open spots in the League of Villains right now, and having at least one or two more female joining the League of Villains would be something that I think is needed. I think we need that, to be honest, because Toga being on her own as the female at the moment, I'm just not feeling it, you know. Even though she's my favorite character and all, I would like to see her being accompanied by some other female, preferably, as I said, someone really powerful by comparison to Toga, because Toga isn't really your powerhouse. I mean, she's strong, but she is an assassin type villain, you know. She prefers to use stealth to get what she wants. So to have someone a bit more straightforward, you know, someone who can actually deal some heavy blows to the heroes, preferably even pro heroes, because right now the League of Villains doesn't really have that many members that would actually be of a big threat to the pro heroes were they to come face to face, especially if we include Endeavor, Best Jeanist, Edgeshot, you know, the list just goes on. So we need to have some really strong additions for the hero side and the villain side to really balance out properly, which isn't really the case as it looks right now. Right now, the heroes are vastly superior to that of the villains. Even Shigaraki recently in the manga had some issues fighting a pro hero, which I think just goes to show even more that we need more villains joining the League of Villains, and who better than a lovely girl who some people may even consider a new waifu. You know, you need some waifu in My Hero Academia. Toga is simply not going to be enough. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the video here, so let me know what you think down below in the comments. Do you also think we need more females joining the League of Villains or some other villain organization, be it something like the Overhaul one or something completely different? And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host Perm, and I will see you next time.